In today's video, we're going to see if we can make a strong rope out of just steel wool.
You got steel wool.
I did, 5 pounds in a roll. It comes like this. I didn't know that before I started shopping for it. I was thinking we were just gonna get individual pads. Yeah, packs of pads. And then I found, I actually had put some steel wool in my cart on Amazon, and it said like, other people have bought this while looking for that. I was like, oh, look, a giant roll, that's gonna be way better. So the goal today is an idea brought to us by a user on Reddit. I don't know how it's pronounced exactly. I'm gonna go with Ramgah, R-A-M-G-A-H. Not sure how you're supposed to say that.
Ramgah?
But they,
Ramgah?
Yeah, maybe.
Ramgah?
So they wanted to see what happens if we make steel wool into rope. We've actually had this as a suggestion several times before, but this was the most recent and the one that I remembered best. So thank you for your idea. And now we got steel wool and the rope machine. Here's the basic idea. We've got a 5-pound roll of steel wool. We're gonna try and turn it into rope and maybe fuse as well.
First thing that I want to point out about this is when we were just discussing this, I had some steel wool at my house. We were all on a video conference, and I pulled some out and I just started pulling it apart because it's wrapped into these pads that you use to scrub whatever it is you need around the house. They come in these sheets. There we go. So when you get one of these at the store, it's usually about this much. It's kind of condensed, and then the whole thing is just basically rolled like that. If you have one of those at home, you can just unroll it. And my first thought when I was looking at it is that it already looks like carded wool. So when you're making yarn or thread or anything with wool, it gets carded. That's how all of the fibers get straightened out together. And then when it's like this, then you start taking off pieces and then winding it on your spindle or whatever it is that you're using. This stuff is basically already pre-prepared for us. That's gonna make this very interesting.
When things burn, it's because they're oxidizing, and with a lot of combustible materials, when they do that, they fall apart or float up into the air or turn to ash or things like that. When steel oxidizes, it's bonding oxygen onto the steel and it doesn't go anywhere. So you start with the weight of the steel and you finish with the weight of the steel plus the added oxygen onto it. We've done several videos with burning steel wool in the past. And of course, some of the best footage we've ever had was when we had the guys from Kuma Films and we dropped some burning steel wool into a cup of liquid oxygen. That was just beautiful, the way that flared.
That was pretty. Like, you don't even need to appreciate fire to just know that that was really pretty. Well, should we make some rope?
Let's try making some rope.
Let's make some rope. All right, step 1 complete-ish. It's working better than human hair.
Oh, I feel like we would have to make a different sled just for the steel wool version of this to work nicely. Keep it going.
This is a lot sturdier than I thought it was gonna be already. Shockingly. Like, that actually feels pretty tough.
Let's put a zip tie right here,
Yep.
and I'm actually just gonna put one right here. This first little part, not so great.
What is the best tool to cut through your steel
Just
wool
because you
rope?
said it, I'm curious if a hacksaw will do anything.
Okay, that works.
Oh, hacksaw is actually blazing through it.
Nice. Okay, good, because clippers are working not that fast.
A steel woolope.
A steel what?
Wool.
A steel woolope?
Woolope. Rope. Wope.
Fun fact, guys, I had a speech impediment until I was in 5th grade. Couldn't say my R's. And the worst part was my best friend's name was Taylor, and I wanted to be an archaeologist. Didn't go well. That is...
It's actually, like, it's rough, but it's not worse than like a normal hemp rope.
At this point, I'm just going for anything that looks even slightly flammable.
In case you missed it when we did our video of the fastest way to light a birthday cake's candles, this is kind of regular firework fuse, and this is much faster fuse.
Yellow's faster.
All right, let's go outside because we've already filled the room with enough smoke.
Yeah, just that one little piece, you can actually see the smoke underneath every single light.
All right, this is our slower one, the green fuse.
Well, that's just cool.
Thought it would actually light more of the steel on fire.
I bet the inside is. I bet if we, blew some air into it. The steel wool, as we're waiting, is starting to get darker and darker. The middle's gotta be...
I think it started, but then ran out of oxygen. So here, I lit the end of it, and now it's like spreading along the outside.
But look, this part's coming to
be.
meet you. That's what I'm saying. It's getting darker in the middle as we go. Yeah.
There we go.
Center is absolutely molten. Before this part spreads, I want to break this part right here in the middle so we can, yep, see, the core itself was burning.
At least it was. I think most of it put itself out, but not all of it. Because obviously that spot hadn't.
That's just such a cool shot. Like, that is neat.
This is our much faster fuse.
Woo!
That looked cool.
I'm so happy right now.
That looked really cool. But still, most of the outside went out.
The inside still, I'm telling you, the inside's still burning. You know what it looks like? It looks like a tree burning from the inside out. That was awesome.
Should we try and tow a car with our short little rope?
We should.
All right, we've got a steel wool rope connected between our cameraman's truck and my car here.
My favorite part is that normally when we do these tests, we do a crane scale test to see how much weight we can use to break it. You just were like, no, and we are going straight to trying to tow your car.
We might need you to be the cameraman though.
Okay, I'll be the
I think
cameraman.
Mark's gonna be in the truck and I'm gonna be in my car to hit the brake if I happen to need to do that.
You don't want to boom.
Not
his
with cars.
car with the whoop.
I do not.
Boom with the whoop. Boom with the whoop. I can't even say it incorrectly.
Okay, I believe my car is in neutral now. It's mad at me because I left it in neutral and turned the car off, of course. I'm moving.
It actually stretched. Hey, Nate.
It's working.
It's working.
Oh, what was that?
It broke.
Oh, okay. Well, I started going up a curb and I think that was a little too much resistance. And yeah, that just tore right through.
Wow. And it's always at the weak point, but still.
I don't know. That's
actually...
I think that's about as strong of a point as we had because it wasn't, I mean, like the zip tie was, oh, maybe it did pull right at a zip tie.
Yeah.
There were
the fiber stretched
3 on here, now there's only 2. So I think one popped right off. But I think I want to get my car leveled out a little bit flatter and then we can put this crane scale on it. And this time it'll be in park with the parking brake on. We can just pull until it pops apart.
I like it.
All right, I'm ready when you are. And it's broken. All right, just tore right through. There was no like snap. It just like more and more just shredded apart. I had my camera on the scale. I was so focused on making sure the camera was pointing correctly that I wasn't paying much attention to the numbers. So I'm just gonna see what we get to here. So it's kind of confusing. We've seen on this scale before that the numbers don't register super quickly.
Yeah. And this is one of the ones that won't freeze on the last number.
Yeah, unfortunately, this model does not keep a record of the highest it hit. We probably should look into a better one. So I think what's happening here is that, because you can clearly see 98 right here.
And I thought I saw 108.
We got over 100 pounds, so it was like 120, 130 maybe. And that's not bad.
Yeah.
And it did kind of fail at a pinch point, which is where most ropes will fail under every circumstance. They're not usually going to break right in the middle. They're going to break where they're being attached, unless you have some very, very smooth attachment method. Heyo, that's up off the ground completely, hanging from steel wool.
Neat.
Guys, that's it for today, but you know we've always got more for you to see. Hit that box up at the top to check out our most recent video, and we'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then.